And yes, I'm finally getting round to starting Final Fantasy VII. The original, by the way, not the new remake, as you can tell by the introduction of this video. So my name is Swill, and this is going to be my journey through playing the original Final Fantasy VII. Obviously I'm going to be trimming it down, condensing it, and trying to do like the best bits of. So you'll obviously have to bear with me. But obviously this is going to be my journey through Midgard and beyond in Final Fantasy VII. Because I never got around to playing it originally. I started my journey with Final Fantasy VIII. And I never got around to playing number 7. So hopefully now, this will solve this. So join me on my journey of Final Fantasy VII. Let's dive in. Okay, so here we are. So this is obviously, we've done the name, we've done started the new file, and this is going to be the start of our journey then. So this is obviously Midgard, I'm assuming. Very futuristic city by the looks of it, even though they still use Steam logos for the looks, but nonetheless, not complaining, it's like the first Steam. Anyway, keep going in. So I take it we're on this train. Oh, we've got two guards by the looks of it. Oh, there's someone with it. Oh, so this is Avalanche then. This must be Avalanche. That's Fidge and Wegs. And there's us, as Cloud in this case. So yeah, I knew about these portions. But what I didn't actually know is you can get 2 portions from the first guard. And that's all you need to do. So yeah, these battles are pretty relatively straightforward. It's a case of attacking once or twice, and then they go under. So I mean, yeah, we get it once or twice. We hit them once or twice. Really straightforward. Really straightforward. Of course, because we didn't quite know that at the time, we got the second portion off the second guard. So we're having a bit of a nose around, just in case there's any hidden items. But let's talk to Biggs. Obviously saying we used to be in Soldier and it's quite impressive. Obviously we were assigned to Avalanche for now, as he just said. So I'm going to keep it as Cloud, because I struggle with names as it is. So I'm just going to keep them all the same for now, because I just don't know. And I know that's Parrot. So he's obviously asking us to go to the North Miyako reactor, which is obviously, I'm assuming, we've got to destroy. Fair enough. Yeah, and again, we're going to keep him as Barrett, because I just want to make sure I remember people's proper names. And because this is on the PS4 Pro, my analog is automatically run anyway by the looks of it, and my D-pad is walk. So I just got to remember that. And again, I'm just looking for items here and there. And it's good that I've got a bit of battle experience here, because I might do a bit of a grind, just because I don't know what to expect. So, I mean, again, he goes down relatively easy. This cat thing, I don't know the proper name yet, again goes down in 1 hit. So it seems relatively straightforward, because obviously he's easing us into the main game, like. So yeah, I think I am going to do a bit of grinding here, so I will be skipping, so don't worry about that. But so far, it doesn't seem too challenging. So we've done a bit of grinding, so we're in the reactor now. We're just talking with Wedge to make sure he doesn't give us any items. But as he said there, we are going to be blowing the place up. Oh, and we got these little things. Don't quite know what they are. But again, they're going down quite easy. So we are level 8. So I just figured, get a nice little round number for now. And to keep ahead of the curve more than anything. As much as I know as possible. So we're in the main area now. And obviously he's quizzing Cloud. And obviously Cloud used to work for Shinra as a soldier, so he is familiar with all of this. And obviously Avalanche's purpose is they want to stop Shinra from sucking all the bad energy. Well, it's not bad energy, but the life force of the planet then. So we've obviously exited the elevator, we're going down the steps now. I'm having a bit of a smooth around just to see if there's any items. But of course we are having battles as well. But we do have Barrett with us now. So it's a little bit easier. Even though Barrett's not got any magic, it doesn't really matter for now because they're all straightforward 1 or 2 hit jobs anyway. Like there we are, Gatling gun straight away, swipe with the sword straight away. Easy enough done. And there we have it. And we've got that traditional music as well. So we've got to hop over here, talk with Jessie, and she explains to us how to use a ladder. Which I would not have known otherwise, of course. So we're going down this ladder. Pick up this item, which is a portion in this case. And she repeats because I want to make sure. And yet we're going down this ladder then. So I think we're going towards the actual main part of the reactor now. So yeah, we just gotta go over here, down this ladder then. Oh, we've got a save point down there. So I'm probably best off saving. Because I just don't know what to expect. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of boss. But, so we've got to restore materia, which is cure, from what I've gathered. But I think it's just named as restore for now. On the materia anyway. And I'm quite surprised by this. I thought Barrett would have wanted to have armed it. So he knows it's done. By the looks of this, Cloud seems to be getting some telepathic messages of some sort. So whether alone appears in this game as well, from 508, I don't know. But for now, Cloud's arming the bomb. And there goes the alarms. So, like I thought, there is a boss battle here. But, I mean, I grinded Cloud up to level 8. Whether it makes any difference, I'm not 100%. And yeah, you are hearing this right. The music has gone really fast as well. I hadn't quite figured out at this point how to separate it. But later on, it does get a bit more pleasant to listen to, so I do apologise. But yeah, so I used a few bolt attacks with Cloud, because at this point I'm still not familiar whether materia levels up via using it, or whether it's like experience and AP through battles. But this battle, the way it's going at the minute, we're getting plenty of moves to use against it, and even though I leveled Cloud at the level 8, he did actually faint, so I had to restore Cloud. But we are getting plenty of limits, plenty of turns to recover, so it is a relatively straightforward battle. And again, we got Barrett's limit again, and there it goes. So we get 100 points of experience, 10 AP, so I'm assuming the AP is the actual experience for the materia. So whichever ones you got assigned, I'm assuming. So of course, we've got to get out here now, because we've got 10 minutes detonation, there we are. So, I mean, I got plenty of time. Check for items. So I'm probably going to save again, just in case. But I'll often skip that bit. So we're going up the ladder. Oh, Jessie seems to be a bit stuck. So we're going to get her leg out first. She obviously slipped, her foot's obviously slipped into the gap. So, and there she goes, running off without us. So we're going up the ladder then. And hopping back over here. So there's a bit of a drag now up these ladders and steps. I'm not bothering with items again because I can't imagine anything new has appeared up here. So obviously we do need to escape, and everyone's just standing around, not getting doors open ahead of us, but it is what it is. And Big's got a code deciphered now, happy days. So we're back to this main corridor bit, now where Wedge is guarding for us. Oh, Jessie's falling over again. And there goes the macro reactor. And with a lovely display of kabooms and fireballs. So yes, that's our first reactor detonated anyway. Duty for everyone else as well. So I'm getting mugged by a bunch of Shinra soldiers. Again, it's a quick one-hit KO. All of things. Again, I fight these ones because I figured 1 experience, 2 money. It's just a bit frustrating when you just gotta wait for the time limit to go up. And again, I run into these ones because why not? Of course, one of them comes from behind, so it does make it a bit interesting. The dynamic on these battles compared to other Final Fantasy games I've played. So yeah, so we are cornered. But luckily there's a train. So we're going to jump on the train and skedaddle. So we're on the train now. We had a bit of a scene with Barrett and him being Barrett, I suppose. But nonetheless, we are back to Area 7. Sector 7 rather. So a bit of a smoodle of a train ride now. So we've obviously got to Sector 7 now. We've had a chat with the gang. We've come across here to go to the town. And this is obviously going to be significant later on, because they're making quite a scene of this bit. Again, I don't know what it's going to be, but it does look rather impressive. It looks like part of the plate on top, so that must be like a structure that supports it. There we are. So we'll obviously save here as well. Right, so we're in the town now, and they've kicked everyone out of the bar. And I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, we're in the pub. And here we have Tifa. And we've just met Marlene now, which is Barrett's daughter. And Tifa obviously looks after the bar where they're on the missions by the looks of it. So this is a nice little reunion for them too as well, because obviously they're childhood friends as far as I understand. So yeah, so after a bit of a reunion, a bit of a meeting, a bit of back and forth, we're back on a train the next day to the next sector, and we're causing mayhem. So security's gone all haywire, and we're unidentified passengers. Of course, I'm assuming our passes have not worked. So we're gonna have to skedaddle through all these passages and crack on with it. Right, so all that's been cracked on with, and long story short, we've had to jump off. So we're stuck in the subway at the minute now, but we're on the way to Sector 5. So everyone's gonna be fine, I'm assuming anyway. But until then, we're gonna have to get through the subway, where we've got these green beams, which I'm assuming are gonna slice and dice us if we walked in it. So Cloud has inventively found a very small hole on the side of it all, which is gonna happen to fit all of us in. So hopefully we won't get stuck, and ideally we'll get through it. So we're gonna slide down here and have a look for items as well. We're gonna hop over here, down these steps, ladders rather. Gonna climb down this ladder. And we're at the reactor again, out for Sector 5. And Alone is going into our mind again. Oh, we got a bit of a flashback by the looks of it, with Tifa's father. Oh, did Sephiroth do this? So do they know Sephiroth is this point? I assumed he was like a later antagonist, or enemy of sort. But someone or something is manipulating Cloud's memories, or making him tap into them. But nonetheless, we've armed the bomb, and we're going to go up these ladders, go up this set of ladders, and then not stairs, we're going to climb up these set of ladders, we're going to hop over this gap, and we've found a chest, which contains an ether, and again, I'm looking around in general, and no, nothing there. Right, so this is like little mini games in this game, and they are really, really fun in some respects when you know what you've got to do. And I'm quite ashamed how long this took me. That's like 3, is it now 4? It's like there's no indication of when they're gonna go. I just happen to have it by luck, if I'm honest. But again, just looking for items. And we're on the bridge, and we're getting attacked. Basically, is the long story short. But not before we have the president of Shinra, and when he basically lies and he reckons he knows us. But I don't think he does, because I can't imagine a president would really mingle with the soldiers face to face anyway. He may have had an indication of who he is, and he's just been briefed. That's my opinion anyway, but I can't imagine he knows him personally, because Cloud would have been a bit more formal. But nonetheless, we've got some sort of robot against us now. And by the looks of this setup, we've got Barrett and Tifa on one side, and we've got Cloud on the other, so hopefully we can get a bit of... I can't think of the word. But nonetheless, we get plenty of limits, but he does counter though, so that's the only thing I gotta be careful of. But otherwise, again, got curing, we're limiting, and it was relatively straightforward. But he has detonated, and now we're hanging by your fingers with. So this is going to be the only thing now, so obviously I'm assuming Cloud's going to fall, because there's not much they can do there in fairness. I mean, just got to be strong for now. No point getting them worried purposely. So, there he goes. Yep, there you are. So I'm assuming then, with a big mighty thud, Cloud has landed in a church with the flower girl. I can't imagine he's done the damage to the floor, because there's flowers growing there. But nonetheless, I can imagine he's relatively hurt. But as the flower girl has said, the roof from the flower bed must have broken his fall. I mean, I can't imagine the ground breaking his fall that good. But nonetheless, I mean, he survived the looks of it. I mean, he's probably toughened up anyway, ain't he? Because of the Mako injections. But by the looks of it, she does have issues with these guys. And they want her for some reason. So, we gotta get away from them. So, I think by the looks of it, we're gonna be hopping over here. As so. But now we know that her name is Aerith, officially. She doesn't seem too keen on jumping over. Even though she's getting shot at. I know she's falling over. So that can't be too clever. Right, so we're gonna get her to run. Because I'm assuming that's what we gotta do in the minute. So if we go up... Well, we're checking for items. Never know. But obviously there's barrels up here. So I'm assuming it's to do with pushing the right one over at the right time. But again, I make the mistake, in hindsight now, of getting her to run again. Whereas, if I'd said for her to hold on a minute, I could have probably gone to the other barrel, and chucked it off, and hit the guard. But I didn't know this at the time. But in fairness though to Aerith, she does deal with it quite well. Only took 2 hits. It surprised me as well, in fairness. But yeah, I was still relatively confused at this point. So obviously it takes a bit now for her to go up there. So at this point is when I say, hold on a minute. I push the barrel, and it knocks him out at least. So now Aerith has had the confidence to jump over the ledge, knowing what's going to happen. We get to the roof of the church, with the looks of it, and we do manage an escape. I mean, she's not in a rush. But these remind me of the thing in Final Fantasy 9. So after getting off top of the church, we navigate through the town a bit, and we manage to get Aerith home safe and sound. And it's at this point then where her mother seems to be querying the glow in his eyes, being familiar. That is to do with Soldier. So she is asking Cloud to go away and not be known to Aerith that he's gone, because she doesn't want to get hurt again. Because I think, from what I understand, Aerith had her previous relationship with a soldier. I can't think of the guy's name, but we got to get out here safe and sound and quiet, so she doesn't hear us. So after figuring that bit out, I went to get a cover materia, and then she's just there. So, as if by magic, she's there. So obviously this is true testament that women know everything. Literally know everything. So she is going to help us get Sector 7. But at this point, Cloud is not familiar with how to get there from this sector. So, we do have our first death. And failure is an option, according to this achievement. Not quite one I'd want. But after trying it again, I did manage to get through. So we do obviously offer to take her home. And it is out of the way, but I mean, we didn't expect it to take us here in the first place anyway. So after having a bit of a chin wag on top of this slidey thing, we do notice a bit of a chocobo carriage. And Tifa's on the back, so we're not sure what she's doing there. But she seems to be going willingly, because she's dressed up for the occasion. Well, in Aerith's case, she looked odd. So after following the carriage, we come across this little town and the Honeybee Inn. So we are asking about Tifa and whether anyone knows where she is. But she's having an interview right now at the Honeybee Inn. So she's been taken to someone called Don Corneo's. Famous... whatever that word was. So, we're going to have to be hunting this Don Cornelio down then to try and find Tifa to see what's going on. So after some things transcribe, we do need to have a bit of a dress up. But by the looks of it, the father is a bit all out of sorts. So we do need to convince him to come back to make Cloud a nice pretty dress. So we are at the pub, again. Seems to be a bit of a trend here. So we're asking him about making some clothes. Dressing up Cloud as a woman. So this is us trying on the dress for the first time, but we still need a wig. So we're gonna have to go and look for a wig somewhere. So we're at the gym doing some squats. The case of a wig. I'm not sure what this has got to do with wig supplies, but nonetheless, we do manage to win this. And there we have it. We are now Cloudette. Or Miss Cloud, in this case. So, rather pretty we're looking at the moment. So we have managed to gain access to Don Cornelio's mansion. And in we go. So we've managed to find Tifa. And Cloud seems a little bit shy by the looks of it. I can't imagine why. So after getting summoned then by one of the henchmen, we're finding out that Don is waiting for the three of us to choose one of us. Long story short, he ends up choosing Tifa, which is what she wanted by the sounds of it. And then we come to this freaky little part of the game. Rather disturbing in some respect, but in fairness though, Cloud can handle himself. But poor Ares is being chased around, mind. But she manages to run up the stairs and then she ends up kicking him, or punching him rather. So, poor Koch in this respect, but then he deserved it. So at this point now, we're all threatening Don with his bits and removal services. So after some encouragement, we managed to get the name Haidgar, and he's the head of preservation. And we also find out that Shinra's trying to crush Avalanche by disconnecting the plate. So after we go to make our escape, I wasn't really sure what to choose here, so I'm just assuming he's clueless. But it was me who was clueless, because of the trapdoor, which leads to the sewers by the looks of things. And there's an awful big noise in here, which we find out is this monstrosity of a monster. But again, there's three of us here now, so I can manage it a bit better. Plenty of limits, plenty of curing, plenty of attacks, and it is relatively straightforward, as you can see. So after navigating the sewers, we do end up back in the train graveyard by the looks of things, where we're gonna save. And we'll have to just navigate through the train graveyard. It seems to be the odd item here around, so we will be grabbing those as we go along. So, we got this far. We got to shunt this steam local forward here by the looks of things. We go around the back of it, and then we can shunt this one backwards, so we can then jump on top of it and then get to the other side, which is where we were earlier on when we got to Sector 7. But by the looks of things, things are already progressing in regards to the plate. And as you can see, we got the two guards from earlier, and a lot of the townspeople are a bit concerned with the gunfire. And something I was not expecting, amongst all the gunfire, we have poor Wedge. And I actually remembered his name as well. Yeah, I'm Clouded. So after climbing up the tower, we've come across Reno by the looks of things, who I'm assuming we're going to be having another lovely battle with next. I'm assuming. He's obviously trying to disconnect the plate so we can destroy Sector 7 and Avalanche. So yeah, so obviously this is a bit of a new one on me now, this pyramid thing around us. I'm assuming it's like a form of stop, but it's not stop. But I do end up figuring it out after a few little breaks and a few attacks here and there. So I noticed that this is two, both Barret and Cloud now. So what I figured is punch Cloud and he's alright. So I do the same with Barret. So that does get us back up and running. But again, he does it to Tifa then. So again, we have to punch her. But nonetheless, we've got plenty of curing items. And again, plenty of limits. And we do get Omni Slash as well at this point. And then after our battle with Reno then, we find this character Zeng has managed to capture Aerith. So that's just another thing to try and sort out. And manage to save her as well now, as well as making sure the plate don't drop. But nonetheless, the bomb does go off. And the plate does drop. Which is very, very unfortunate. So after a bit of a reflection on that happening, we managed to get back to Aerith's mother's house and inform her that they've taken her. And we do sort of find out why they were wanting her. Because apparently she's some sort of ancient, which we will be finding more about throughout the course of the game. So after leaving Ares' house, we managed to progress into the town and get some batteries, because we need to be powering some of these propellers by the looks of things, so we can progress upwards towards the top. So after putting this battery in, it sort of makes the propeller move ever so slightly until it eventually stops about by here, which helps us then climb up this bit of a ladder. I eventually figured it out because I'm finding it rather difficult, as you can see, and then we figured out that it's actually from down there. And then it's a case of climbing this bendy track, and then there's a battery that goes in here then, which we do. And then I've got this thing. It's simple enough. You jump at the right time, you swing over, and you crack on with things. 1. I just can't believe how much trouble I had with this. That's 3 now. And I think I'm timing it right to try as it's coming towards me. But I just don't think that's quite the right way around it. And I didn't even know why I ended up doing it. There we are, that's 6 now. I just can't believe it took me this long to figure it out. And there we are, finally, huzzah. So finally managed that. And we're climbing up here. So obviously after going in, we've got to get relatively to the top of the building. And I can't believe they've actually included this bit in the game. I mean, it gives good conversation points, I suppose. Because obviously as we're progressing upwards, we are obviously talking a bit more, learning more about the character. So we do manage to get to the top of the building. Well, at least I think it's the top of the building anyway. It's not quite the top yet. And straight away, we're attacked by Shinra guards in armor, of all things. Even though they didn't look like that on the overworld bit, we do manage to defeat these with relative ease. And we do pick up a keycard 60. So obviously we got a bunch of guards we need to avoid. Again, it's relatively straightforward. It's just doing it is the trick now. And learning the pattern more than anything. So we managed to get Barrett through relatively quickly in fairness. And again, it's going to be the same for Tifa. Once they're over there. And then it's straightforward in that respect. And again, we've done all that now. So we go up the next level. We talk to this person who asks us to take our stupid look off our face. Which is relatively hard because it's stuck like that. But we do manage to get a key card. Or at least knowledge of key cards in regards of knowing how to progress into this building. So we've only got a key card 60, which takes us up to level 60 by the looks of it. So we should need to look for other key cards. So we do receive key card 62, which should enable us to get to level 62. And then we talk to this deputy mayor. And we talking to Domino then, which appears to be the Mayor of Midgar, which, from the sounds of things, is as easy even explaining it. It's just literally a title and name. Can't imagine he's got much power in this case under martial law. So we're talking to this Domino guy now on the next floor up. He's explaining that if we give him the right password, he'll give us a key card for further up. So I'm assuming Mako, but I'm wrong. So I figure then, well, let's try best, because he's going to assume he's the best. But that was wrong. So I think then, Hojo seems to be a peculiar word, but that was wrong. So I figured king then, but that was wrong. Orbs, no idea what that even is in this context. So of course, it's always the last choice. But of course, you're not going to get the right choice and keep choosing it. So So yeah, so we're up in next level up. Bunch of chests everywhere, but they all appear to be locked. And we've got this sort of model in the centre of it all. Now at this point, I haven't actually figured this out yet, as I'm just generally walking around. So we're on level 63 now, and I want to keep this as it is, because there's a way of getting all 3 items. Coupon A is a star pendant, B is 4 slots, and C is all materia. So all you've got to do is go to the very top here, open this door, because don't forget we can only open 3 at any one time. Open this door then, go through here, pick up the A coupon, we're going up the air duct then, and we could be going across here. I've sped this little bit up, because I didn't want to be cutting and chopping, just in case. And again, I struggled to getting him up to that bit. We go into this bit then for B coupon, unlock this one then for C coupon, and then you just go back the way you came. You just down back through here, and then turn it right, and then you end up back in where you started. And that enables you then to get all 3 items in one hit. So we do coupon change, so we get all 3 items. So the 4 slot is definitely a handy one. And the all materia will be very useful in the future. And again, with these chests, I sort of start getting clued up. But I don't even remember whether I even completed it before exiting the building towards the end. But anyway, we're going to flush the toilet. And then we're going to climb up. Because we need to snoop in on someone. And that someone being a bunch of people in suits. Where they literally go on to explain that the rebuilding of Sector 7 is just not going to happen. Long story short, they want to search for the land of milk and honey. And it's at this point then, that Hojo is just not a word, it's a name. And it's this person. And he seems to be experimenting on Aerith, because she's an ancient, and they can hopefully open the portal up to the promised land, which is where they're trying to go to. Apparently it has unlimited bounds of energy. So we followed Hojo up to this lab, and Cloud seems to be having some sort of freaky ass vision, and I do not know what that's about. I honestly don't know, everyone. Hopefully this next bit will actually solve what it's all about. So it's something to do with Jenova and Sephiroth. So they brought it here. Obviously at this point of me playing this game for the first time, I don't know much of what anything is all going on. But apparently it's moving. And there's no head. And to be honest, I agree with Barrett at this point. It is dull, that's silly. But nonetheless, we seem to be having Aerith and I think it's Red 13. Because at this point I think that's his name. So I don't know what this Hojo guy was thinking of. I don't know what kind of fetishes he's got. But I can't imagine it's too much of a clever one, if I'm honest. So after Barrett managed to shoot it open, Red 13, quite rightfully, being trapped by humans, attacked Hojo. So we figured at this point I'd send Tifa in to protect Aerith to make sure they can escape. Same name. Because it's just easier for me to remember people's names. So it's at this point I actually figured out how to do the sound in regard to the back movement. As you can tell, not quite gelling, but I figured it's more appealing to what it's been up until now. But we do appear to be getting poisoned a lot, and it's only within this sort of point that I realise that attacking these little bouncy balls there's no point, because they just regenerate. So I just go literally full out on the main boss at this point. Again, we're getting plenty of limits. Managed to dodge it through. We scanned it just in case, because we had a sense for. And it hasn't got much left anyway, so we did beat this one relatively easy. A little bit twitchy at one point in regards to being poisoned, But we do manage to get the mind blow limit for Barrett. So, as we need to meet up with the rest, we do get approached by the Turk, or Rude in this case. So, as Cloud rightfully says, it is a trap. And we also have Zeng. But we all get captured, and we're all in confinement. Ares appears to be on her own, but it's Cloud and Tifa then, and it's Red 13 and Barrett in the conjoining room. But after a bit of a snooze on Cloud's behalf, and everyone else by the looks of it, we do walk out and find the guards being attacked, and the doors being left open for our cell. So everyone's been rallied up now, making sure everyone's alright. We followed Red 13 back to where we were earlier, and the Genova specimen appears to have escaped. And there's everywhere. There's mess everywhere, all up the walls, up the stairs, and of course we've got the odd enemy encounter, which look really bizarre for a place like this. But we are going to escape for the time being, because I just don't know what to expect at this point. And President Shinra has been beat up, and it looks like Sephiroth's sword. So whether Sephiroth's back, someone's used this sword, at this point I do not know. But nonetheless, this is not going to look good on us. So shortly after that little revelation, we meet a character named Rufus, which is now the president of Shinra, and we're learning that he's going to have a bit of a tougher approach on running the company and Midgard and so on and so forth. So I can't imagine, he wasn't looking good anyway, I can't imagine it looking much better. But in the meantime, we're going to remove Cloud and Tifa's materia, which later on I think I'm going to regret. But we end up in the elevator with Aerith, and a surprise boss battle. I just weren't expecting this bit, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting this part. So, we do end up having a bit of a magic round off. Plenty of curing on Aerith's behalf. And hopefully, we will beat this boss up relatively straightforward. Because we've got plenty of magic on our side, and we get the battle won. At least we think we did. But then we got this choppy boy, you know. And again, Ares has got healing wind anyway. So it's not too bad of a battle in fairness. We do beat it up relatively straightforward. A little bit of a struggle, but ultimately not much. And there we have it. We do end up beating him relatively easy. But in the meantime, now Cloud's got to face off with Rufus one-on-one. I mean, we don't really want to fight, it's just part of the game, but nonetheless, we're going to end up facing one-on-one with Rufus. So, awesome music, as usual. And I figured straight away I would just cast Bio on Rufus, because he's humanoid, or human, realistically. I figured poison would be relatively effective on him. To beat up his pet cat, quite easy in fairness, I was not expecting it. And this is literally now just making sure I'm caught up on health, limit when I can, and just attack him. And Rufus goes down relatively straightforward. I may not have even needed to have cured, but I thought I'd do it because you just don't know whether you've got a special attack of sorts, and then he would just blitz out of the arena. So after all of that with Rufus, the rest of the gang is down the very floor. But they obviously want to make sure everyone else is safe. But Tifa turns up then, and everyone's asking where Cloud is. And in fairness, this has got to be an awesome cutscene. In fairness. They're obviously walking away, and then Cloud, out of nowhere, comes down the stairs on a massive motorbike. And then obviously we've got, I mean, I don't know whether it's the K car, I don't think it is, but nonetheless, I do start to recognise this next bit now, and I've seen it before, but I've never, again, like I've said, I've never actually played it. So, this is where we learn how to attack on the motorbike, which is got to be an epic part of the game, in fairness. And I mean, this is only the first part of the game, in fairness. I mean, obviously I know the game was spread over 3 discs on the PlayStation back in the day, but I don't know at what points discs 1, 2 and 3 are. I can't imagine we're anywhere near this one yet. But in fairness, I really enjoyed this bit. And I'm only now noticing, obviously having to record this voiceover, that the characters have actually got HP bars on the top of the screen. I never noticed any of that when playing it, because I was obviously concentrating so much on beating all the guards up. And then of course, we've got the obligated boss battle. Again, this was really straightforward. There's plenty of bolts, plenty of curing, and limits. Pretty much had him done and dusted. I mean, we were trying to steal a few times, but there was nothing to steal. So I stopped doing that basically. And yeah, it was just bolts, attacking, limits eventually. And yeah, so Barrett has the finishing move. And then it's a case of now, what are we going to do now? Obviously we're wanted in Midgar now. Sector 7's fallen under the plate. Sephiroth's alive. So I don't know at what point Cloud has a score to settle. I don't know what this score is. So obviously I'm assuming this is going to all be revealed in the future of playing the game. So I'm not sure what's really gone on between Cloud and Sephiroth. They've obviously had some beef, but we do manage to climb downwards now into what sounds like it's going to be the overworld, as in like the main map of the game. So, by the sounds of things, I'm going to be wrapping this first episode here, and our escape of Midgar. So, thank you all for watching. Please give a like and subscribe. And hopefully we'll tune in for the next part of this Final Fantasy VII playthrough for the very first time. Thank you very much everyone. Catch you all again.